Charlie Kirk has just been killed for speaking his mind, and people's first response was to celebrate?
Thank God that stain of a person is no longer in this world. That does not make me a bad person for thinking that bad people should not be in this world. So, f that Nazi, and have a great day.
Apparently this is how he wanted to die.
This is the world he wanted and the world he was building.
Apparently he didn't want any empathy.
Okay, so feelings mean nothing to me.
I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage, but it is very effective when it comes to politics. Sympathy I prefer more than empathy. That's a separate topic for a different time.
And apparently free speech is only okay when it's speech you like.
So I keep on seeing like posts about this Charlie dude, whatever, Kirk dude, whatever. And let me just say this. I'm surprised that y'all didn't get rid of him sooner. And I'm surprised that you guys aren't getting rid of more people. Like, don't stop with him. Don't let him be the end dog. Get rid of them all.
We're going to go over all of this and more, and I will be using the full clips of everything, not any edited CNN garbage, so make sure you leave a like on today's video to boost it and share it with anyone you think might benefit from seeing it, because today we're avoiding delusion and focusing on truth, since it's really hard to focus on what's true right now, considering how many emotions are flying about. And don't forget to leave comments with timestamps with your thoughts as we move along, because this video is going to be a long one. Buckle in and let's go.
Let's start at the very beginning.
A very good place to start indeed. So who was Charlie Kirk anyway? Well, according to Wikipedia, he was a right-wing American conservative political commentator and media personality. He was a pro-life advocate, founder of Turning Point USA, and an advocate for opinions like these.
When people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option.
You think that's not emotional violence?
How is this, what is emotional violence, by the way? I don't know what that is.
It is harm intentionally perpetrated on another another human being that is intentionally targeted at their emotional well-being.
Okay, so feelings mean nothing to me. Isn't why we had the First Amendment to try to push our boundaries and to hear things that might make you mildly uncomfortable?
This doesn't make me mildly uncomfortable.
Does it make you very uncomfortable?
It makes me angry.
He was a husband to Erica Kirk, a father of two, a 3-year-old girl and a 1-year-old boy, and a follower of Christ. He spent the vast majority of his career fighting back against government corruption and systems he thought to be insidious.
A lot of my friends and peers that are knee-deep in student loan debt that have just graduated college, they have told me that they've heard these radio ads, they've seen the ads on the internet, and they've put over their credit card and their bank information, and they just disappear. I mean, there's no service rendered. And also, that's really disappointing, and it's unscrupulous, it's immoral behavior by these companies. But I will say this, I think that this conversation needs to include how are we going to prevent these students from getting into student loan debt in the future? Because
as mentioned, he was a staunch believer in Christianity and let his faith guide his debates throughout the years. He was what South Park would call a master debater, and is most famous for his Prove Me Wrong booths, which pop up at colleges, universities, malls, anywhere he knew he could get a lot of young ears. He's also more recently known for this debate.
No, I'm speaking. 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 No, I'm speaking.
Got it.
Thank you. So it's not.
And now, unfortunately, is most recently known for this tragic shooting. Wait, I thought I just said this was a tragic shooting. What is this? Oh, right. Well, right after he died, I mean immediately after he died, some people on the left started to rejoice.
We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
Okay, a lot of people on the left started to rejoice.
They got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time. but I'm gonna now because rest in peace, Bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah, and I could not be happier. Praise fucking be.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
Charlie Kirk got shot? That's awful. That's so sad. Hope he recovers well.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Dang it. Ah, shucks. Thoughts and prayers.
The sympathy for Charlie Kirk is fucking weird. There seems to be this weird emphasis on taking the moral high ground and that you are somehow a better person if you're like, I feel bad for his family. This is the world he wanted and the world he was building. This is a white supremacist who wanted both of us dead. He was shot in the middle of saying something transphobic about trans people. And yet you want to have sympathy for him. You don't have to like violence, but I'm confused as to how you thought the revolution was going to be magically bloodless. Where is this sympathy for Palestinians, for the Sudanese people, for the Congolese, for the black people in America that are killed at the hands of police violence, for the black trans women that are being murdered for simply existing? Why does this sympathy extend to a white supremacist, but not to the communities that actually need your care? I think that people are afraid they're going to lose a part of their humanity if they don't have sympathy for somebody who is a victim of gun violence, when in reality, you're losing your humanity by allowing fascists to define your sympathy for you. While you're busy having a moral dilemma, they win. I think it's admirable to want to find the best in people and to want to continue to have sympathy for those who experience something tragic. This is the world that man wanted to live in, and while he's dead, there's a lot of folks that need that care and sympathy that are still alive.
Now, mind you, it's not a crime to rejoice. You do still have the right to free speech, but it sure is a sign of your morals. And as a free speech advocate, I do have to maintain that freedom of speech means freedom of speech for all, but the quickness with which some of these people decided to be vile and nasty did not go unnoticed by conservatives.
Charlie Kirk was just shot at his campus in Utah. Why are you laughing? He is my friend.
I don't agree with anything. I don't think it's right to shoot him.
Your first reaction is to Charlie Kirk is a dick, and you're smiling, and you laugh that my friend just got shot.
I respect.
You will change. You all, as how awful you have been to me, will change more minds than anything I will say. Because showing your callousness to another fellow member of our human species and laughing that a father of two and a friend was just shot, laughing in my face that my friend might be dead right now, will show people in our world what abortion culture has produced, which is a generation of people who feel that human beings don't matter.
This next clip is from MSNBC host Katie Turs reporting on the event as it took place. Let's see how long it took for her to disparage Kirk.
Yeah, we're showing, by the way, our affiliate in Utah and the aftermath of the shooting. You could see people running away pretty quickly, as you would imagine they would do at gunshots. The FBI director, Kash Patel, has weighed in on this. He just tweeted the following: "We're closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected. Agents will be on the scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response and the investigation." Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use.
I don't personally see this as an attack or as criticism or as a disparaging remark, but a lot of people have been upset about it, so I wanted to include that in the video. Now, while it wasn't everyone on the left, I mean, many leftists immediately spoke out to decry the actions of the shooter, including the student who asked him the final question, and several students he had debated in that Jubilee video.
I don't know how to make this video. It's been a rough 24 hours. This last person to talk to Charlie Kirk, here's maybe a better vantage point of me. So I'll give you some background. I made a video maybe about a week or two ago, I think. I'll play clips so it's clear about what's going on. Oh my God. So Charlie Kirk just said that the suspected Minneapolis school shooter was trans. First Nashville, now this. How many times makes a trend? Probably the only way to do this is to have an ungodly amount of time to parse through all of the 6,000 mass shootings that have ever happened in the history of America. I mean, Charlie's counting on the fact that only a psycho would do all that. Trans people are surprisingly and extremely nonviolent. Now, while I was scrolling Charlie Kirk's video, I noticed that he was touring America, and he was touring universities specifically. And one of these caught my eye because one of these is the university I'm currently going to. Obviously, that university was UVU, where I currently go to school, and I'm getting a degree in mathematics in. I'm not going to show a video of what happened, mostly because I can barely watch it. But yeah, here's what I asked. I asked, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters in the last 10 years? Too many. I said the number's 5, counting or non-counting gang violence. Pop is heard. Shout out to CNN for fact-checking me and saying I'm right. First off, you sick fucking psychos that think this is the answer. It's not. I don't know what else to say. It's fucking not. It's awful, and a father doesn't have his kids anymore. Charlie had 2 kids and a wife. And like, not to make this about me, but I have 2 kids and a wife. And if my 1-year-old boy, like his 1-year-old boy, will grow up without memories of his dad, it's a tragedy. And it's hard to grapple with. And I'm part of a community that's struggling to grapple with it right now. And people have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? Like, I stand by so little of everything that he said, but one of the things that he stood by was conversation. And I also just if you ever feel like you want to comment with your little conspiracy theory on what happened on the event, you are not helping anything, actually. I've been talking to the police. We're good. Thank you. And if you're salivating about what happened, don't. I don't know if any of my audience is, but if you are, you're not part of what I'm trying to build here at all.
He encouraged everyone to speak about their beliefs, whether he believed them or not. Lexi, I don't really care. Am I a Republican? No, I'm a person. Because I'm standing up for someone that passed away, I'm now being called names in the chat. This is what's wrong with a lot of you people. You will never get far in life. You are sick in the head. Someone just said they're unsubscribing from me. Thank God, please.
His wife and children were in attendance, dude. Imagine, imagine being a 12-year-old, watching your dad fucking die. Nobody deserves that. Not even Charlie Kirk.
Next up is Marin, who had this to say during the debate.
I hope your daughter lives a very happy life and gets away from you.
Okay, so that is really nasty, and...
But afterward made a public TikTok saying this after his death.
No, I am not happy about this. I may have not liked him. I may have found him very offensive. But nobody should be getting shot on a college campus. If we had more gun control, then so many people would still be here with us. I do not wish this on anybody.
Now, even though most everyone, including most Democrats and liberals, saw his death as a universally bad thing, seeing the joy inspired in some lefties by the death of a man whose only crime was speaking his mind enraged those on the right, who quickly fired back at anyone who seemed joyful at Kirk's demise. Insults were thrown, addresses were posted, jobs were called, the whole 9 yards. Now, I'm not a big fan of doxing because it can seriously ruin lives, even by accident. More on that later. So anything that I cannot reasonably confirm was posted by a certain person or certain account will be omitted or censored. I'm not perfect, but I'll do my best. And I don't really care about insults. You sign up for being insulted the moment you develop an ego and interact with other people, so as long as these people are using speech protected under the First Amendment, they should be alright. They're not using speech that's protected under the First Amendment? They're being hypocritical? Oh boy.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. To everyone saying that it was such a senseless, violent act. I want you to remind yourself that it was God's plan.
Okay, but she had it coming, right? All free speech is okay until it's free speech I don't like, then I can commit crime. Wait, crimes? Yeah, crimes. Guys, true threats are not protected speech under the First Amendment. Okay, but what even are true threats? You might be wondering. But wait, it says, expression that may seem threatening may be protected as only true threats where the speaker expresses intent to explicitly cause immediate harm are prohibited. An example of seemingly threatening expression that was protected occurred in Watts v. United States in 1969, where the Supreme Court overturned Watts' conviction for stating at an anti-war rally that, "I'm not going. If they ever make me carry a rifle, the first man I want to get in my sights is LBJ." The Supreme Court ruled that Watts' language was not a true threat on the life of President Lyndon B. Johnson, LBJ, as Watts' rhetoric was simply political hyperbole. So doesn't that mean none of these comments are a crime? I mean, what if they're all joking? You might try to argue.
So far, there are 33 people on the police report right now. Because all I did was use my free speech, and you guys committed felonies.
Yeah, I'd love to side with you on that one, but they've already made an arrest, and some of these threats do in fact fit the description of true threat. But I'm done with this topic for now because this one is about Charlie Kirk. I'll be making a video going deeper into this topic for those who are curious, and it will be located in the description below because I think this behavior is a sign of a deeper issue, something that we'll be seeing a lot more of in the next 5 years. The First Amendment is something that you need to accept despite your personal hangups about people's opinions, because if you punish speech, just like what that shooter did to Charlie, then free speech cannot prevail. And I'm sure Charlie Kirk himself would have fought to defend these people's rights to disparage his name. Now about that shooter anyway. Someone on X noticed him before any of this even went down.
Getting right up. Yeah. You think he'd already be in place? You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? Huh. He just ran from, over, where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying,
He was alleged to be running across the building in all black to a small nook in the building where he lay still, appearing as nothing but a black rock. A man was apprehended immediately, but was let go with new information.
Shoot me! Shoot me! Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
And some random Canadian man was also doxxed and sent death threats for his likeness to the aforementioned detainee.
Shock and horror. I've heard horrible things about people having their identity stolen. I'm just a quiet, normal guy, ordinary guy. I have no need for any publicity, thank you very much.
The X-Post referred to him by name, but called him a Utah Democrat, despite him being a Canadian citizen who had never heard the name Charlie Kirk and who was in Toronto at the time of the shooting. Not to mention, the man with the similar likeness wasn't even the shooter. He says he's had to delete his social media accounts and speak with police as a result of receiving these threats to his life. This is just a testament to how fast fake news can spread and how cancel culture can totally ruin the life of someone totally undeserving.
Daughter was receiving messages as well.
As it turns out, this guy is a 71-year-old man named George Zinn, a ubiquitous political activist who Utahns know is notorious for showing up to and getting himself arrested at various political events like these. He's also more nationally known for getting arrested in 2013 after emailing a bomb threat to the Salt Lake City Marathon. Oh, and that guy who was cheering? Allegedly he was doing so to create a distraction, likely pulling from the response to Trump's 2024 assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. But, I'll let you be the judge of whether you believe him or not.
I didn't see Charlie die. I stood up. My soldiers stand up, I stand up. And I'm not apologizing for standing up I did what I was trained to do.
These videos of him contain a lot of him talking with not much being said, so I'll leave the full videos linked in the description box below. But anyway, after this nonsense ensued, it looks like the FBI owes a man by the name of Matt a $100,000 check because on September 12th, 2025, after a 30-hour manhunt, Utah Governor Spencer Cox announced that authorities had captured a suspect identified as Utah resident Tyler Robinson, who he said was not a student at Utah Valley University. Now, how did Tyler Robinson end up in cuffs and in custody? Well, a man by the name of none other than Matt Robinson had turned him in. He looked at the photos released to the public and said, "Tyler, is this you? This looks like you." To which his 22-year-old son began to reveal to his father what he had done. He said he'd rather kill himself than turn himself in, but his father encouraged him to do the latter. So on Thursday, September 11th, 2025, at around 10 p.m. in Utah, Tyler Robinson was officially booked into custody. The following morning, only hours after his arrest, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said,
"We got him. On the evening of September 11th.
So what comes next? What comes next for our nation, and what does it mean for us to have two horrific killings go viral right in our home country? For some of us in our own states and neighborhoods, back to back, within 1 week. Charlie Kirk had one thing for sure. America will never be the same. And now, before we wrap up, some final words from his widow, Mrs. Erica Kirk.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, "Mommy, I missed you." I said, "I miss you too, baby." She goes, "Where's Daddy?" What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, "Baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget." Thank you all again who love my husband, who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them. All of them. God bless you all. And may God bless America.